Don't you hear me, Jordan Davis? Disrespected yet? Does this defense have any heart?
No, they suck. I've been telling you all season, Philly.
Shit on you. They've shit on you. Don't you hear me, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Slate? They shit on you. They've shit on you. They have shit on you. Don't you hear me, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Slate? They shit on you. Kill them.
Oh my goodness! Did he say they cock it on them?
Hate the style of defense.
What's up, good people and Eagle fans?
Game time, Brian, otherwise known as
he didn't mute his mic.
Getting ready for a
he didn't mute his mic.
Interesting live.
Okay, let's go through and listen.
Beautiful Tuesday, December 26th afternoon. Welcome. We got our buddy Mark Holmes here. He is going live now. Let's wait for him.
You didn't mute your mic.
Sorry, buddy.
That's okay. As I was going through my intro, we'll get this shit right one of these days. What's up, good people and Eagle fans? I hope everybody's doing good. My man Brian, he said, this is getting close to crunch time here. We got 2 games left, and we need to get this shit figured out. And so we said, okay, let's go ahead and get a midday live stream here on checking the pulse of how he feels and how I feel about the Dallas Cowboys. Brian, how are you doing? Nice to know that you've made it through the Christmas deliveries.
I'm doing good, Mark. I'm doing real good. Watching some of the games yesterday from my sister's house. I went and visited family. Very interesting what I saw. That Miami loss where we had every opportunity to win looks even better. They're sitting number 2 in the AFC. They're already, looking back, that game meant more. It doesn't make me feel better that we didn't win, but it did mean more to the Miami Dolphins. It just did.
And it was on the road.
Then, you saw what happened last night. So we're going to get into it.
Yeah, well, they were in the same boat we were. They hadn't beat a team with a winning record. Of course, they beat the Cowboys. So, this is back-to-back weeks that we have faced teams that are on a must-win situation. They lose that one. They've got Baltimore, which you see. Baltimore is really good, and they still may lose that one. And then they have the Bills, which are trying to get into the playoffs as well. So this is, like I said, playoffs every week. And unfortunately, the last 2 weeks, we have not succeeded. But it feels like the pack has come back down towards us. I did not watch the game last night. Brock Purdy had 4 interceptions. A lot of them were Noah Brown. They were tip passes, but it seemed like they kept, from what I'm seeing on the list and things, it looked like he was trying to force, some plays and some traffic where he didn't necessarily need to. Kind of like what the Eagles had done the week before, where Jalen Hurts could have taken the check down and it ended up being in field goal range, winning the game. Instead, he's going for the show. But it made me feel good that Baltimore was able to slow down that pass rush of theirs and still make some hay. It looks like Lamar Jackson is the de facto MVP at the moment. But every week it seems like there's a flavor of the week. And with San Francisco now not looking invincible, I feel better. And the Eagles, they got the win over the Giants, but the Giants ain't a good team. And they were at home. So
they looked shaky doing it. Just last night, I was shocked. I didn't watch it straight through. We had it on in the kitchen, but I was moving around and but I did see most of the second half. The Ravens out-physicaled the 49ers.
They beat them down.
They out-physicaled. I never thought I would say that this year, and I wasn't that big a fan. I mean, I like the Ravens, especially at home, but I was very, very impressed at them. I have a stat here regarding the Ravens. I'm sure we'll get into MVP and Lamar, and he's the favorite now. But I don't really care so much for that, as the Ravens have had 14+ point wins against 7 teams with winning records.
Yeah, they've been doing it up. They show up.
Like the Cowboys, we're doing it against. We only play who we could play, but we didn't do it against winning. They have 2 touchdown victories over 7.
We did against the Eagles, didn't we?
What's that? Yes, we did it against the Eagles. Yes, we did.
And
I'm just saying, they had
technically,
7,
didn't we
that's
do that
impressive.
to the Rams too, that are now a winning team? Or does
Yes.
that not count?
You know how that's going to work. Oh, well, at the time, this, that, it's ridiculous. So, but yeah, I'm very impressed with the Ravens. Thank God we don't have to play them until we get to the Super Bowl.
This is a little bit off the rails here, but I want to go to the mailbag here because it's comical how people literally take what I say or any of us seriously. So my buddy Jason M, okay, who's a 49er fan, has been, of course, killing me. You're whining so much lately. Take the L like a man. Getting hard to stomach you. Laugh out loud. So it's like, why are you watching then if it's hard to stomach me? But I got this other one that's GH, and BH, something or other. I believe we also beat Miami and the Bills, which the Cowboys didn't do, fat ass, laughing my ass off. Go fuck yourself.
Wow, this is what we do.
Wait a minute, but goofy ass, fat, ugly old man laughing my ass off. We beat the Dolphins and the Bills. Some y'all bitches can't do. Suck on that fat fuck. Mark, how's your man crush? How's your man crush Dak doing? You old fat fuck. Always talking about the Eagles, and they have their nuts in your mouth.
Holy Nikes.
Okay, in their mouth, Tubby. I'm sorry, you have their okay. Worry about your own team, fat ass. By the way, have you forgot what P looks like? Okay.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just like, wow. Okay.
How miserable can you be to have to? I mean, you can think whatever you want, but to literally put it on to.
This is Cowboy Joe Boo. This is Cowboys Joe Boo's thing. Yeah.
Let me get to my chat real quick.
I'm sorry.
You can get to yours. I do have a bunch of people. Mike Aldana, welcome. Lori Delph, thank you for stopping by, Lori. Brad Harris, Feliciano, Lord Nova is in both, I see. Bobby Murphy, Elena Walker. How are you, Elena? Crystal Carmel Corn, David Garcia, Carl, Abra. What's up, buddy? How are you? Welcome to the show. Think I got Alina just showed up. Hey, Alina, Philly D. Yeah. So, Mark, that is really incredible that people take time out of their day to be that.
I actually enjoy the fact that I can get underneath somebody's skin that much that doesn't like the Cowboys. That they get so butthurt that they actually take the time out. Well, first of all, that they literally watch that much content. First of all, I'm thankful that they do. And then they take the time out to go ahead and send you an email. That means that I'm doing my job. I'm Stephen A. Smith in them. Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Let me give it
McCoy in them.
Oh,
That's
boy.
I don't get that bad. I don't ever let nothing bother me that bad.
You see, I'm laughing about it, don't you?
Yeah, I know. What's up, Ruben Walls? How are you, buddy?
Let me give a shout out to Miss Hot Sauce. And of course, the Queen is here. The Queen is here. What's up, Queen? You know what? We have to go to the Super Bowl just because I want to see Queen there swinging the bra at Vegas. That's worth the trip right there. NFL, if you're watching, you want to put the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Crystal Caramel Corn. What's up, Crystal Caramel Corn?
Marcus Arnold. Shout out to Marcus Arnold.
Kayana Gibson. What's up? And Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. Rhonda Lovely Sparks. We got to make sure we talk about her. And hold it.
What's up, Jamie Garcia?
A moment of silence for the puppies. What's up, Angelica Barone? What's up? And I see the Eagle fans. I see Twan Eagles. I actually like Mark Holmes. I'm an Eagle fan. Everyone has opinions, but come on, personality attack. Let's be adults. Shout out to the Eagle fans. I see JJ Rock, Philly Eagles. I thought you guys there was some massive bird kill or something or other because I haven't seen you guys the last couple of weeks. Shout out to you. So you're saying it's rigged, Mark. Well, I've hogged up the air here getting all these people in here. Micah Parsons drawn 2 holy calls in 15 games. There's definitely a conspiracy. Well, it's really been almost 9 games since the last one. And I was going to touch on that before I got on this live
Maybe.
stream, but I'll do it a little bit later.
Wilson, Santiago. The 49ers will not lose against the Rams. Well,
Maybe
we'll
not.
see, Wilson. The Rams are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. So I think this is actually coming. It's obvious at this point. There's no way it can't. This is coming down to the last game, which I like. That forces the Eagles. That forces Dallas. That forces Niners. All to have to go all out through the last game of the season. Unless somebody craps the bed, but I don't see that. I think now this game is interesting. We got coming up, but we can get into it against Detroit or not. But very, very interesting final 2 weeks of the season, Mark. We got, Detroit at Dallas. You got the Eagles hosting their
Ex-coach.
Ex-coach and a defensive coordinator, and the Arizona Cardinals are playing good. If you struggled against the Giants.
Oh my goodness!
I think Arizona brings a little more to the table. Giants
somebody that knows them.
Receivers. So, and then of course you got the Niners, who obviously visit the left-hand ups this week, but end up hosting the Rams, which is always a tough game.
Right.
So,
definitely that's going to be an interesting one to say the least. I want to address something in here. Okay, now mods, I love all you. I love all you. Just be careful on, we know we get Eagle fans that'll come in and say the Cowboys suck. I'm not so worried about that so much. But there's and I know Philadelphia was over on Philly 500's chat, basically trying to throw me under the bus. There's a perception that the mods just block everything and end up timing everybody out and stuff. It's not as much as you guys think. The thing is, if you come in and you're spamming the channel like crazy, or if you are attacking others, I give them free range to go ahead and time you out and to block you, okay? Because we've got a couple of trolls, we have a troll out there that's a little cray-cray. Queen Bella, did you hear about A.J. Brown, Trouble in Paradise? No, I had not heard that, but I'll check into that in a second. Let me just finish this thought real quick. But here's the thing. This is one of those things that people believe something that may not be true because everybody goes on Philly 500's channel, people I've never seen before, and say, Mark Holmes just blocks people. Mark Holmes. And it's like, wait a minute. I don't actually block anybody. I've got people in here who come in and say, you blocked me. If I blocked you, I'd have to unblock you to let you back in here. Therefore, I haven't unblocked anybody since I think Philadelphia like 3 months ago.
Well,
so you're lying that.
You just read what a guy said and you didn't block him.
Well, that's an email, and that's true.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
I'm just saying, this whole thing, you got idiots out there that are just, people that don't even come on the channel. Mark Holmes just blocks people. You've never been on the channel. How would you know?
Yeah.
You're just going by what somebody else said. What was funny was listening to Philly 500, who was actually dealing with who blocked this person. I didn't, he was dealing with that situation on his channel more than I was actually on mine. So it's perception versus reality. So you're saying there's a problem with A.J. Brown? That whole thing has become a powder keg.
Yeah, well, Kevin Ledford just says, we're not the same team without Tyron Smith. And it really
this is true.
That is, I don't know what Edoga has on the coaching staff that we are relying on this guy who can't really play. It's almost like he locks into a good block. I know he doesn't, but I mean, that's what it seems to me. Why not play the young kid? I don't know.
Well, here's actually, okay, a couple of things. First of all, I was seeing an article. It was basically clickbait because the Cowboys may bench an $82 million starter. I was like, who the fuck was that?
Yeah, really.
And I was like, wait a minute, who are we talking about? $82 million? Because it was Terrence Steele he was talking about. And his solution was when Tyron Smith comes back, they should bench Terrence Steele for Agoda. No. Now, I will say Agoda played better at guard than he did at tackle. If anything, if Agoda's having troubles with left tackle, you either got to give him help or you got to kick Tyler Smith out to tackle and put him at a guard. But you can't have him out there on that island by himself. And it wasn't so much just being out physical. He just didn't know where to be.
Yeah, it was he was going to the wrong guy, trying to help double team a guy and leaving the edge guy free. It was just really weird. But Bobby Murphy says Cowboys without Tyron Smith is like 49ers without Trent Williams and Eagles
Yeah,
without Lane Johnson. That's an actual statement.
that's
That's
true.
a truth bomb right there. I don't care who you are. Um, I'm just tired of Tyron Smith not being available to us in these big games. Any game, but that was a big game. I would tell
I
you
am
right now
almost.
that if we had Tyron, we win the game against Miami. I'm just look at what happened.
Now, I will say that it wasn't all just left tackle because
It wasn't.
actually
Our
Tyler
center's getting
Smith,
his ass kicked.
Tyler Smith, as well as
Biotis to me is not playing well.
Peyton Hendershot, all graded under 50%. Now, Xavier Del Rio says that Dak fumble in the first drive was a killer, was the game. Dak played great otherwise. I don't know.
Dak?
I think that he had the ball right there for Hunter Lipke, and Hunter Lipke didn't, you saw his hands just like, okay, I'm running. You didn't see him kind of grabbing the football, but if you want to put it up and say it's Dak's fault, that's the typical way that it goes, of course.
I think what that is there is a lack of a cohesion and doing it.
Lack of playing time for a rookie.
Having much playing time. Rookie probably got a little nervous, was looking at a hole before he had the ball. And but I mean, that was literally the first drive of the game. As much as we look back and go, oh, because I know my son said the same thing. If we score that, we win. It was literally the first drive. You need to be better and be able to overcome shit. It seems like Dallas is so, oh my God, if we had that one play. It's not about that. We had the whole game.
Well, but Xavier, if you want to say it's Dak's fault, fine, whatever. He had
I don't care.
He had two TD passes and 107 rating. And he was running for his life all game. Okay, if you want to say we lost because of Dak, then I'm sorry, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, you just are. If our defense stops them after they went down and scored to take the lead, then how about you saying, hey, maybe if we could have stopped the run on the last drive there and got him off the field. How about that? How about if Hunter Lipke could have helped his quarterback out by making sure he took the ball from him? Come on, man.
I've been on the Lepke train, so that's just kind of in my face because me and a few people in the chat have been crying for him to get the ball. He seems to always fall forward. I like him in that position. Now, there you go. You got another super chat from Marcus Arnold. Lack of production at a tight end 2 isn't helping. We miss 12 personnel.
There we go. Shout out to
I agree, Marcus.
New York fishing maniac. Dude, I see we've got a New Jersey fishy. You smell fishy with those comments there, buddy. You smell definitely fishy. I'm not saying that there's
or what?
I'm not saying that there's a penalty every time, but there is no way in the world that you can look and say that no offensive lineman in the last 9 games has held Micah Parsons. You literally can't say that. You know what? And here's what I need to do. Because watching the Eagles game last night, Philly 500 admitted, oh, shit, that's a penalty. That's a penalty on us, man. We can't do that. And then it was like, they didn't call it. Oh, we got away with that one. He did that 3 times in that game last night. Oh, we got away with that one. It's like, I'm glad I got you on tape saying that you got away with penalties. We don't get that break. Micah Parsons hit, come on, man. Come on, that was bullshit. The fact that you called that unnecessary roughness, and he's getting raped out there every game and he never gets a holding call? Come on, man. Come on. Lady Das, what's up? Marcus, I appreciate the super chat.
Lori Delph says cutlets turned into fish sticks. Yeah, really. Tommy Cutlets was benched at halftime. And the Eagles, they almost lost to, who was it? Tyrod
Taylor.
Wow, it was crazy. But, hey, shout out to them. They got the win, but they are not even confident about how they're playing. Now,
and that was at home.
You take the win and move forward, but you would have thought that they would have really. I mean, they cost me the football poll. I had the Eagles plus or minus the points, and I lost by one game. So thanks, Eagles. Thanks a lot. You can't cover a friggin' spread, but anyway. Yeah,
Ooh,
it
damn.
was interesting. Very interesting.
A.J. Brown refused to talk to reporters after game because he had nothing nice to say.
Well, that's actually like a good way to be, though, instead of ripping your quarterback or ripping anybody.
Well, you saw Nick Sirianni like the last few seconds of the game, and he's on the sideline yelling and screaming and all that, and you see literally A.J. Brown is just kind of fighting lip like, I'm just going to shut the fuck up. Excuse my language, but you could see that it's not hunky dory in Eagle Land right now. Is Hankins coming back soon? The prognosis was he should be back by playoffs and possibly, or for playoffs and possibly sooner. Too much blaming. Well, here's the problem here. You have the Eagles coach literally saying, well, we were playing to get a call. And it seems like almost every game now you are hearing the referee's calls. I don't know if this whole thing is just snowballed or if we're just noticing these bad calls because there's so many cameras and angles and everything else or what. But we've got too many games that are controversial wins because of the referees.
Mm-hmm.
For example, there was the Eagles definitely had a delay of game and it wasn't called. I mean, it was by a couple of seconds. Why isn't there like a bell that goes off? I mean, instantly it's a delay game, like a shot clock. Why can't they do that? Is that really that difficult?
Especially in a multi-billion-dollar industry with all the ratings, you would think you would try and fix all this stupid shit. But no, obviously they don't want to be bothered with it.
Couldn't there be a sensor in the football?
That would be
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
A little sensor so you can really tell where it is when, at what point in the television. I mean, would that be that hard? As you're looking and seeing, there's a sensor in the ball. You can look, he's down now. Where's the ball at? That sensor would tell you right there instantly. Yeah. U.S. Marine Corps. This game falls to the fault of the coaches. How do you not play Tyler Smith at left tackle and stop throwing the lamb? It almost makes you think it's rigged. No holding calls. It's crazy. This is what actually. Shout out to the Marine Corps.
Thanks for your service, my man. My father-in-law, who just passed away, was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran.
Wow. My mom was going through a whole bunch of different pictures and things that she has. Of our ancestors and stuff, and she found a couple of World War I, some of my ancestors that were World War I soldiers and things, and seeing them in there in these pictures, and we've got like the horse stirrups and stuff. They're really cool.
Yeah, real quick, I did send David Heatherly. He had emailed me. I emailed him
Joseph Heatherly.
Just Joseph Heatherly. Some information regarding how to ship you those guns. So
yeah, he said he's gotten that squared away.
Yeah. I sent him all the information regarding how to do it. You can do it. In the post office. You just have to do it the proper way. So
Jermaine says he's just here to hear Mark complain about the Eagles. Actually, I'm not complaining about it. I'm happy about the Eagles right now because they are not the juggernaut that they were last year. They are not the same team.
The 1 seed, Philly. I'd rather you get the 1 seed than the 49ers. I would love to go into the link in a championship game. I think that would be great for ratings and my channel. I know that would be great, but I also feel like we have a chance to win that one. Jeffrey Hubbard. Shout out to you, my man. $5 super chat.
Well, my thing is seeing the Eagles play so poorly at home, seeing San Francisco get jacked up. We'll get a taste of the Lions this week. Everybody has a flaw. There is no juggernaut team. This is exactly what the NFL wants, that every couple of weeks there's another great team. This gives everybody hope. Right now, if you are an LA Ram fan, you're looking at this and saying, hey, man, we're pretty good. If you're an Eagle fan, you're like, yeah, we were in the Super Bowl last year. We might be the number one seed.
You made a statement, and it really does hold true. It's on any given Sunday. I get caught up in.
Oh yeah. We can't
go into. I was gonna say Candlestick, but we can't go into San Fran, or we can. Yeah, we can. Yeah. Anybody can do anything. We can. People, everybody. 49ers fans, calm your ass down because you guys had no thought of getting your ass just handed to you on on Christmas Day, did you? At your own stadium, and you got embarrassed last night. It wasn't close.
Yeah.
So not for long. I mean, any given Sunday, any given game. I just hope, Mark. The only thing I ask the NFL is please don't play us on the Monday night and then play us on the following Saturday, back-to-back road games.
Oh, yeah. That's.
I mean,
we can't. They can't. If
give
they
us
do
a
that to
fighting
us again.
chance, whatever. It's just
Lord
looking back to
Vaughn,
last
still
year.
hope Lions win. I'll take third if it means more Mark Eagles videos. Okay. Well, you're assuming that you're going to win against the Cardinals. You got a guy who's got an incentive to go ahead and bitch slap you. Is that in Philadelphia?
Thanks, Clemente. Clemente says he's got his grandfather's World War I dog tag. That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
That's
Wilkes
the cool thing.
County boy and Mark's chat. E-girls get all the calls in their favor. Come on, refs. Y'all need to get fines for wrong calls. Wilkes County, they do. I mean, they are graded. And that's why when you get into the playoffs, the games do tend to be called
Right.
better
You lose
because-
your chances to be slotted as a playoff crew.
and they're less likely to call all the ticky-tack BS calls. I would rather them just play it. I would rather them not call the penalty against Dak in the end zone if you're not going to call the penalty against DeMarcus Ware, who didn't do anything wrong in that hit. Why? Because he hit him so hard that he slammed off the turf. He didn't lower his head. He hit him in the midsection. He didn't drive him to the ground. He just hit him hard. It was a whiplash type hit.
Yeah.
Let them all play. But in the playoffs, if you notice, they tend to let them play more, which I'm good with that. Let them friggin' play.
Yeah, definitely. It's that's the one thing about the Red Brick House USMC is it's kind of like a memorabilia place. Things from my family, and even we've gotten stuff from other people. I know this is not about the Cowboys, but met this old timer who is a Mason who they at one point wanted to buy the house to save it. But he was so excited about the fact that we're saving the house. He said he has some schoolhouse desks from 1890 from the house that he's going to donate to me, as well as a Civil War pistol and some other things. He said that they had one of their relatives back there who they wanted him to have his CSA belt buckle in the house. And I said, okay, no problem. I said, we can put it in the house. He said, well, there's only one problem. He said he's buried with it. I was like, no.
Wow.
I'm like, well, no, I don't want that then. Okay, it can stay right where it is. I don't need that one. Appreciate it, though. Anyway,
right.
Back to the Cowboys. What do we do to get this shit together, my man? If we can get Hankins back and Tyron Smith, I feel 100% better.
Did you not feel pretty encouraged with how we played against Miami? We held them relatively in check.
Only 91 yards rushing. It seems like it was more, but they only got 91.
Tyreek Hill didn't kill us. I mean, he had some nice catches, but you're not going to stop a guy like him. I mean,
Right. You just hope to contain him.
Yeah, I thought it was relatively good. Like I told you guys, now as it turned out, we didn't need 35 points. I thought we needed to score into the 30s to win the game, but that wasn't the case. We only needed 23 points to win the game. But shout out to the Miami kicker. He made 3 over 50.
Yeah.
Our guy still keeps going. He's still on his way to set. He's rewriting the rookie record for consecutive kicks made. Very,
Unbelievable.
very impressive. Activate the mystic, Brad Harris.
I'm telling you, man. You're off this week. You got to do some research, bro.
Yes, I will. I will get the mystic on the job. This is a big game now. Now that Detroit has clinched, right? I believe.
Yeah, they've got the division.
So now it's advantage Cowboys. See, these last few games have been okay. Who needs it more? And I don't care what you say. We're all human. We've had a playoff locked up for 2 weeks now, and we're playing teams that are fighting for their. Oh, Marcus Arnold. There we go again.
Don't forget the NFL is looking out for Tua because of the awful scene. Yeah, you're right about that one. They are looking out for him because of the concussions.
Yeah. Lori Delph.
Shout out to you on the super chat.
If Cardinals beat Eagles and we beat Lions, would Brian go to Mark's party at the stadium? I'm probably going to go anyway now. I was debating on not going just because if it doesn't mean nothing, it's not like right around the corner for me, and but if it means something, that would make it even more interesting and more fun. It's
Well, here's William, if we beat Detroit, well, here's the thing. If we win the last two games and the Eagles lose one, we win the division.
Yep.
That's the crazy thing about this.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense, but right now you have to think that the Cardinals, the Eagles, I think, are on the road going against their former coordinator, who seems to have stolen some mojo from them. We'll know their weaknesses. And the Eagles are imploding. You literally have now Eagle fans like Philly Sports 24/7 talking about A.J. Brown, biggest baby we've had in a long time. The man had 10 targets the second half. What is his issue? They're killing him right now. You can literally see getting tired of A.J. Brown being a damn diva. I mean, they are,
Yeah, they're lighting him up.
A.J. Brown doing 100% more harm than good by doing this. So, yeah, he's definitely not getting any love. And does that mean he wants to play better after that? It's like, man, screw y'all. Why am I killing myself for y'all? Y'all don't appreciate shit.
Yeah.
At home, are they at home for that one, or are they on? I thought they were in.
Who's that?
The Eagles.
Eagles for what game?
Cardinals.
They're home against the Cardinals
and away in the Giants. Okay, my bad. The officials will give Dallas a little taste of the playoffs until they loom the doom on them. Okay.
Elena, so you're encouraged in a loss. No,
not encouraged. Okay,
I want to win the game. I'm just
if
over
you're
now, Elena.
If you're asking me between Buffalo and Miami, my pulse between the two of them,
yeah,
I would say I am ecstatic about that we didn't get blown out by Miami. The way we've been playing on the road, and Miami's offense, which has, we kind of throttled their offense for the most part. Was it good enough? No, it wasn't. But thinking that we were shorthanded on the offensive line, with the offensive line playing like ass, with, missing Hankins out there, that we still shut down the run. Excuse me.
Yeah, well,
and so on.
That's exactly right, though. We go if you guys notice, we go how our offensive line goes. The only thing that I get confused about, like coming out of the Miami game, is if Rico, because me and Mark didn't realize Rico was active because he wasn't in the game.
He was in the first couple of quarters.
So if he was active, why didn't he get the ball to goal line?
Speaking of goal line, we keep thinking about the fumble. But if Tony Pollard had kept outside, I don't know why he cut it in. Why did he cut it in?
Pylon. I don't understand. I saw the same thing.
It's like, are you Zeke trying to? I want to
goal line.
I want to run somebody over to get in there. No, dude, run away from him. Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, I mean, use your feet, man. You had the angle. I mean, it was very frustrating, man. That game reminded me of the game where, what's his name? The tight end went lateral on the goal line against the Eagles, and everything went wrong at the goal line. It's like, that was the game. Sorry, Eagle fans, we had you. We blew it. That was on us. The Eagles won. Now we did it again in Miami. It's not helping it's not helping our argument, but in a playoff situation. Now, I'm hearing a lot of good things. I'm hearing Dak come out today or yesterday and say, we will be road warriors. We will bring the intensity on the road. I'm hearing multiple players say it, but it's time to do it. We need D-Law. D-Law's been killing it, Mark.
Oh, D-Law has been on a mission. I think that's one of those cases of he's realizing time is running short in my career. I got to do something right now. Wilkes, do I agree with the quarterback switch the Giants did at halftime? I mean, Tommy Cutlass. The thing that was crazy about that whole game was every play was a run up the middle or a short screen. And it's like, you are going right at the strength of that defense. You got to throw the ball down the field against the Eagles. You running against them is like running against a brick wall. And they kept doing. I'm like, what is going? That's where I was literally at halftime. I was like, I'm going to go spend time with my family. It's Christmas. I'm like, I'm just tired of seeing them continue to try
and you were gone. I'm like, and then I went and saw the end of the first half, and you were like, yeah, I'm out.
Well, my daughters were here. We were doing like a crab boil and everything for Christmas and stuff. So it's like, why am I sitting here with all of this stuff? And of course, Eagle fans, Mark Holmes is crying, and it's like, come on, man. No, it's Christmas.
Quan White, do you think the Cowboys can win 4 straight on the road in the playoffs this year? Sure, I can. It's not that I don't want that, Jaquan. Trust me, I don't want to have to do it. But like we have already discussed, man, this is an interesting year. There is no dominant team. Everybody was talking all this junk about the 49ers. Okay, what happened last night? On their home field, still fighting for a home field. They still have the inside track, but still, you don't do that on prime time with 2 games, to go in the season. You got mollywopped in your own stadium.
William Whitehead, you're 100% right. Micah needs to oversell it with being held. Unfortunately, I'm going to dig into it just a little bit now. Unfortunately, here's the problem: is the NFL is all about the shield. They don't give a rat's ass about it. The NFL cares about a cause when it affects the bottom line. They didn't care about concussions till the concussion movie came out, and they said, "Oh, we're going to put all these millions of dollars into concussion and players after football to take care of them." Yeah, you did that, but you made it so impossible for them to collect. For minority players, they literally said that your cognitive ability tested lower than non-minority ones, so that way they'd say, "Oh, well, you weren't that smart to begin with, so you didn't really lose anything. We're not paying you jack."
Right.
They don't do anything unless put on blast, and they don't like to be put on blast. And unfortunately, Micah Parsons is actually, I think, doing more damage than good by bringing up about the holding calls and things. The NFL, I think. The NFL referees,
yeah.
I think the NFL. No, you're not going to go ahead and say, screw you. I'm not calling it. I'm not calling it. It's like remember the Titans, where they're, call the game fair, man. Screw you.
Right.
And people will say, oh, well, that doesn't really matter. Bullshit.
It does matter.
If he's being held as opposed to sacking a guy, it makes a big difference, a hell of a difference. And it's at the point where, if I'm an offensive lineman and I know I'm facing Micah Parsons, guess what my coach should be telling me to do? Hold him if you have to, because chances are they're not going to call it. Wouldn't you tell your guy, listen, don't let him get a free run at him?
Yeah,
hold him.
Yeah.
Hold him.
Well, if you're beat, I'm going to hold him. I would want my guys to hold your ass, but it's funny, you see all these, and I get annoyed at it too. I don't know if if my fellow Cowboy fans get annoyed. I get annoyed when I see these snapshots of a hold. I don't care. I get it. But you can call holding on every play. They're not changing, like Mark said.
Yeah, they're not going to change it.
They're not going to change it. They're going to call the game how they see it, how they want to. That's it. So we don't have to like the calls. They don't care. We're still talking about it, so they don't care.
What kills me, though, is you'll see us get a holding call, and you're like, what? And then you see these other ones where you got a guy literally, holding on and jumping on his back, and they're not calling that. And it's like, just call it the same. That's all I ask for. Just call it the same. And it's not just the Cowboys games, because sometimes I'm seeing receivers that, the CeeDee Lamb, where dude is pulling his, it's like,
I did see that.
Were you literally, I said that in the game. I was like, look at that. I see his crack. Crack. It was, okay. It was, and they're not calling. He's holding like this, arms stretched out, and in the end zone, and you're not calling that. That's not holding
in the end zone.
You're not calling that
scoring.
He's holding on to the man's pants for dear life. Come on. That's where you kind of say, "Come on,
what's up, buddy?"
Or the fact that they tell him that, oh, well, it was away from the play, so you couldn't have gotten.
Just like CD, he's got to play through the BS, because sometimes he gets caught up to where he gives up because he thinks it's, oh my God, it's an easy penalty. Nah, just catch the ball, bro, because You ain't necessarily.
Yeah,
The more
you're
you
not
guys
getting the
keep
benefit of the
talking,
doubt.
and Bobby Murphy, he says, I don't think active players should be doing well a weekly podcast during the season. Nothing
And
good
therein
comes.
lies the real problem, I think, that you have right there is because, see, here's the problem. Micah Parsons, for the most part, is very, very honest about what he says. When he said, I don't know why the Giants still have Daniel Jones in there taking shots and things with his offensive line out, you need to protect your
Please
players.
tell us.
The NFL does not want you out there putting us on blast. And so when you hear these things, when he's talking about coaching situations and referees, the NFL at some point, and I'm surprised that they have not fined him yet for talking about the officials, because typically when you do, you get a fine and a letter from the NFL. And I think he's getting really, really close. He's such a high-profile person. They don't want to, but they want him also to shut the hell up.
True.
And that's where I think that's why the message to him is if you don't cut it out, we're not going to look out for you at all either. It's a two-way street.
Yep, I agree with you. So Micah came out again this week complaining. Kevin, yeah, I know, and that's why it's like at this point, Micah, nobody's listening. I hear you. Everybody sees it, whether you're a fan of the Cowboys or not. You laugh because he gets help, but I think you just keep your mouth shut and keep working hard. There's nothing that they're going to do about it. And I think because he has a podcast that he's not allowed to get fined, maybe because he's saying some things that if he said in a locker room interview, probably would be
Oh, he
getting
would
fined.
definitely be fined.
So I'm not sure about that. So like Mark says, I can't believe that they're happy. So, yeah, all these players, YouTube is really opened up for everybody where everybody realizes they can make a buck while they're making a buck. You know what I mean? And that's for great. But I mean, Bobby Murphy says Darius Slay is always saying dumb shit on this podcast too. Yeah, I know. Darius is a big Cowboy fan, believe it or not.
Patrick
He loves his Dak and
Patrick Ramiro says, Mark and Brian, what's the special occasion for the midday stream? I'm happy for it, though. Well, I'm happy for it, too, because, see, Brian has been out there, pissed off, man, about ready to go postal and everything else, out there because people aren't leaving their lights on and stuff, and they're getting packages late at night, got the cars parked in front of the mailbox, making life difficult. And he's just trying to make sure you have a Merry Christmas, and they ain't looking out for him. And so he has been working to like 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. So
rough.
This week he's off and he's happy. Yeah. So it's like, okay, let's share some love.
I called him and he was available. I said, why don't we do something together?
And you may see more of this kind of stuff going on because we're this is money time now.
Yeah,
this is the last 2 weeks, man, and after that it's the playoffs. And who knows how long that lasts, and then it's the off season. And I ain't got as much work to do at the Red Brick House this offseason. So
yeah, right. Yeah. Kevin Lepper says, "Why did CeeDee Lamb disappear in the second quarter?" That you could ask
Mike McCarthy on that one.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't guard him. They couldn't. Yeah, I mean, they could not. They could not cover him. So very frustrating. But it's over. We need to look forward, people. We need to look forward. We just do. Patty Mahomes is the NFL's golden boy now since Tom Brady retired, says John Parizzo in Mark's chat. I tell you one thing about Pat Mahomes. He ain't that guy this year. Not that it's his fault, but
talk about somebody whining a lot. Every time.
Well, Dak doesn't. I mean, Dak's not a forward afforded everything that Pat Mahomes is afforded. Hey, welcome to the real life. You don't have a lot of time to pass. You don't have a lot of weapons. Okay. Oh, there you go. USMC, killing it.
That's what pisses me off. Blatant, obvious holding penalties that determine the outcome of games in front of officials. How much time went off the clock from no holding in the call in the end zone? You were right about that. Or it seems, the funny thing is, it seem like every time we get a really good play, when we finally get something going, that you get one of these kind of holding calls that you kind of look at and say, well, that's kind of ticky-tack. So instead of being first down and all that, now it's like first and, 20, and, it just kind of kills the drive.
Yeah. Eagles 2024 champs. I've been seeing your comments, buddy, but I'll address this one. Eagles Game should have been a blowout if it wasn't for 3 fluke TDs, but Cal Turd fans can say whatever to make them feel better. We won, we
Okay.
lost. We
But here's
beat
the
Miami,
problem.
you didn't. End of the discussion. There's a lot of flaws in that statement. Even your fellow Eagle fans will tell you you're playing not good. Even your own players, even your coach is saying you're playing not good. You beat Miami at home. I tell you now, we've won our last 15 home games. Can you say that? No, you cannot. We play Miami at home, we win. We had to go to Miami. All right. So it's a different.
Here's what I will say then. You know what? Then why don't you give Dak Prescott some credit then? If you're saying there was 3 fluke plays, the catch, no catch, that's a fluke. How about Noah Brown tipping it up against the Jaguars? That's a fluke play. But y'all didn't say it's a fluke play. Oh, well, Dak, the Cowboy. No, you said Dak choked. Dak sucks. Dak throws another interception.
Oh.
And that's where 49er fan, comes back at, oh, well, 3 of the interceptions were tipped passes. Yeah, but they count. They count.
100%.
Okay?
Absolutely.
We lose on those things. You suck. Other guys, well, it was a fluke play. How about the defender just made a good play on it? Or maybe your quarterback shouldn't have been going in where he was going in.
Did you see Jalen Hurts' pick 6 last
Oh,
night?
yeah. What was
that?
crazy was it should have been a pick 6 to play before, and he goes back to the same spot.
I
Right?
mean, last year, Dak gets ridiculed with a broken thumb and a pin in his throwing thumb for having, 15 INTs? And now we got 2 quarterbacks, I believe, who already have over 15 INTs. Or I know Josh Allen has 17, right? You got Purdy closing in. You got Jalen Hurts has got like a shit ton of INTs. Now they don't
I think
matter.
he's got 18.
Yeah, now they
18.
don't.
No, actually, I think 19.
Goddard
now.
slipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It is what it is. I understand he slipped, but Eagles 2024, that's just how it works, man. The quarterback just like now we're seeing Dak gets credited for the fumble at the goal line.
Right, there we go.
Dak. So, it is what it is. I know he fell Philly D. We know that. But it goes on the quarterback stat. You guys didn't afford Dak any leeway last year, like Mark is trying to tell you, with there was 5 interceptions of Dak's last year that hit the guy right in the hands.
Right.
So if you take those away, now you're looking at 10. It's a big difference. That's all we're trying to say. We're not afforded the same luxury. Or why? Because we've only had 2 playoff wins. Like Dak's only had 2 playoff wins or something. I don't know why there's a double standard. Chad, that's what I do, man. I make excuses. It is what it is. Kevin Lefford, hey, I'm just wondering, should the Cowboys have attempted an onside kick after the TD, maybe kick a field goal with enough time? Kevin, they've changed the rules so much.
We got lucky that Watermelon kicked that one year.
Yeah, it's not worth it anymore. The rule, this all goes into, everybody's more concerned about the tush push and don't take it away, but yet we've killed the game when it comes to plays like the onside kick. That used to be exciting. Now it's relatively 99% of the time you got no shot of getting it. So, sucks.
Yep, it does.
It is what it is. Jaquan White, the other guy that's on the live stream, don't understand. Dak has to come up big in the playoffs. Everybody knows Dak is good quarterback in the regular season. Who we talking about? Me, Jaquan, or Mark? I guess it's Mark because you're in my.
Here's the funny thing is actually if you look at Dak Prescott's numbers from playoffs, they're above average in comparison to some other people that are out there. And, we lost games like against Aaron Rodgers where he had 304 yards and 3 TD passes. You going to say Dak sucks on that one? I'll also say that when we've been in the playoffs, the thing that's also been missing that people don't seem to quantify is a damn running game. Take a look at the last 3 years the last 3 games that Zeke has played in. Zeke hasn't gotten over 30 yards running the football. You can't win in the playoffs if you can't. When you have Dak Prescott as your second leading rusher in the playoffs, and I think
good point. We got to talk about Dak Prescott.
And this is where I think that what we're going to have to look at playoffs, that Dak Prescott, he's going to have to be doing a lot more running. That's what kind of, I think, helped neutralize the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
Is Lamar Jackson being able to run. And it may not be what you want to do, but that's what the game plan is going to have a lot of and feature. It's the playoffs.
Yeah, against Miami, I thought he could have, as much as he's done it, and the one time he did it, had a great success, but there was a holding call. But that's, if in doubt, you got to run. You got to extend the drive. And don't always wait till third down. You might have to do it early on in downs just to you shorten up the second downs, and you got to do what you got to do. I think he knows that. He always tends to run more in the playoffs when it's do or die. But let's face it, I mean, I understand why he doesn't, but I think you will. And you saw last night, you have to. Against these better teams with good defenses, like Eagles, we could say whatever we want, but they have a good run defense. You're going to have to do it against them. You're going to have to do it against the Niners. That's just what we're going to have to do.
Yep.
So, what's up, Sledhead? Long time no see, buddy. Rodgers carried a weak-ass defense to a championship. Yeah.
Weak-ass defense. They were the third-rated defense in the NFL.
Yeah, back in
and Aaron Rodgers only had 28 TDs and 11 interceptions in that year. That's where whoever said that does not know fucking football. Sorry. That was before Aaron Rodgers was known as the bad man and having 40 TD passes. That year, it was not. It was not. It was not. It was the damn defense.
He had a lot of weapons on offense, too, though.
And it was passed around.
Yeah.
It was really passed around, but I don't think he had 4,000 yards passing.
What's up, Gina? Gina Dallas Diva is in the house.
Okay. I'm going to go back to my point here real quick on part of the problem in the playoffs for us, okay? In 2016, when we played and lost to Aaron Rodgers, the bad man, Zeke Elliott was a beast. 125 yards. He had 125 yards. Dak had 304 yards. He was 5.7 yards a carry. In 2018, in the two games we played, it dropped.
He was talking about the Cowboy game. Mark.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, in 2018, it dropped from 5.7 to 4-yard average. Okay. In 21 and 22, this is where you look at it and say, oh, okay. 2.6 yards per carry in the playoffs in 21 and 2.3 in 22. Two playoff games last year, 53 yards. I'm sorry. We could not run the football and we could not stop the run. It's the two problems you had. And you can say, Dak just sucks. We had like 60 yards total on the ground. And Dak was like 28 yards of it. Sorry, you're not going to win against San Francisco that way. You've got to be able to run the ball and get this clock going. It just, that's one of the problems we have to do. There's DMV. DMV, that print is made for you, buddy, that you were asking for. I've got it here at my house. I'm going to be here today, and then I got to be leaving out early in the morning because we've got an Eagle fan that's going to be at the Red Brick House tomorrow, our friend Allie. We need running back like C-Mac.
Did I hear you say you're doing how many cutting boards?
Oh, today. Well, I did 3 for her.
You said something like 25 or something.
Oh, no. She ended up getting just 3 of them, but there were 3 huge ones. I've got 3 of them that I'm working on right now that I got to finish today before I leave tomorrow, along with some more cabinets because, we talk about doing bookcases, and I built those. And she's like, oh, why don't we put another one over there? It's like, okay, sure, honey, no problem. No problem. She's like, when are you going to put them in there? It's like, I need to get back to the house and cut the pieces up for it.
Right.
And we just got back yesterday, and it was like, oh, we're going back early Wednesday morning so we can meet Allie on the way. And
nice,
okay.
Nice.
So it's like, all right. And then Brian says, hey, let's do a live stream in the middle of the day.
I was doing one, and I figured, hey, if you're home.
No, I'm happy. I'm always happy to talk. I've been at the Red Brick House literally talking to brick walls and things, so it's always nice to talk to a live person.
And we could, kill that myth that you can't. It's all about the Red Brick House. Obviously, it wasn't. They lost, so that's over. You could watch a game.
You
from
know,
home now.
I'd be okay if we had won there at the Red Brick House and kept that going. I would have been happy for a win.
Unless it's West, but I don't think so. I think West.
Maybe it could.
Nah, I'm just saying.
It might be West.
I joke around. I don't. I'm only joking, Wes. Only joking, buddy. You drive 3 hours. You're just. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault, right?
How much are the cutting boards? It all depends, Kevin.
The big ones, because Allie said I want big ones, are 24 by 16, and they're 2 inches thick.
Yeah,
and those are about 150 because it's exotic wood and it's thick and it's big. So some of the ladies like the thick, big ones and stuff. And they like them personalized. Lisa, what's up, Lisa? And Jessica, what's up, Jessica, too? But the smaller cutting boards are only like $40 or so, because it's not as much wood. So, it just depends on how much wood you want. Bella says thick. He says no, they are thick. They're 2 inches thick and they're like 24 inches.
They're heavy.
Long.
Yeah, you could kill somebody if you hit somebody in the head with one of those things.
We all like thick, big ones. Okay, nobody wants those skinny ass cutting board. Nobody wants a skinny ass
big
cutting board. Oh my God! Look at his hands. They're so big. Oh boy!
Joke there.
Sounds like oil rig talk.
Drove 3 hours for an L. I know, Bobby. Well, when I go to Mark's, it's weird. It could take me anywhere from 2.
Just depends on the traffic.
40 to 3. It all depends on the traffic, but yeah, it's not too bad.
Damien French, what's up, man? Shout out to Damien.
Pause. Right, Brad. Right. So, what else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I want to talk about a victory. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, we talked about
and Jimmy Johnson finally going into the Ring of Honor. Yeah. Will they do anything special for that?
Well, I think I'm just happy. My heart is warmed that we've closed that part of we're closing that part of the chapter that was it's really taken so long but I'm just happy. What happened with Jerry? But I don't even care. He's going in. Of course, I'm sure old teammates will come out. As many of those championship teams from 92 and 93 will be there. It'll be a great, great day. I'm glad that we could, hopefully I could see it, hopefully, they're going to show us a lot of that stuff. I would imagine they would. Dallas Cowboys sell, whether you like them or hate them.
Yeah. Most of them hate them.
Very a cool day. I already did my thumbnail, so I put that already out there. I'll be streaming the game. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I think Detroit they're very, very talented, but we're winning the damn game. I'm telling you now. We're winning at home. 15-0, soon to be 16-0. Last home game of the regular season. So, what are you looking forward to about it, Mark?
I am praying, I'm hoping that it'll be, that they'll really carry it on TV. I think it'll be kind of emotional to see Jimmy Johnson back there on the sidelines and stuff, and I'm hoping that just kind of wakes up the football gods in there. And it's actually, to me, it's so good that they finally are maybe bearing the hatchet of the bullshit that we've had. It was ridiculous that Jerry Jones's ego has been in the way for so long.
It has
with this whole thing. It's and it especially the last. I don't know. Somebody must have gotten to Jerry and said, "Look, you're looking like a petty ass or something," because it just got worse this year. Because remember, he was talking about when they were putting DeMarcus Ware in, this is for players only. And before that, it was like, there's a lot of coaches I've been thinking about putting in. And it's like, you're not even, you're having no rhyme or reason with this now. Now it's just like you're reaching for straws. And I don't know if that was just the big fake out or what, but I'm glad that it's finally happening. And I'm hoping that this will be the impetus for us to get together and finally get something going. I was trying to find this email because somebody actually sent me something that gave me hope.
Bobby, it ain't alive. It's going to die on Saturday night, sorry.
Let me see. Joseph Collin, who I've not seen in quite a while. Shout out to Joseph Collin. I think he's actually in Puerto Rico. When you're down, remember Mike McCarthy's Super Bowl team that had 2 losses on the road versus good teams, lost 5 times on the road. And this goes back to, I want people to understand, the Super Bowl year where they're saying Aaron Rodgers carried a poor defense. No, that team was 10-6. They were a wild card team, okay? A wild card team that ended up going through and winning the Super Bowl. They had to play on the road for the entire playoffs and still won. Other Tadbits, 49ers and Eagles both lost 3 games on the road and then got blown out at home, something the Cowboys have not done. But we are frauds, according to the media. It's actually pretty true.
Yeah.
We have not been blown out at home, but, we've seen that happen to some of the other teams. So, I will say, I think that everybody's got flaws. There's no perfect team. And to see the teams just rise and fall on a weekly basis, it's just a matter of being lucky, at playing somebody at the right time, and maybe we're going to be on an upswing. I do think that if we can get Tyron Smith back, I think Tyron Smith and Hankins are the wild cards for us.
Back, man. That back's scary. And once it back, that's his problem. It's his back. So,
Well,
hopefully
at this, I would say this much: at his age, his perception has to be, I got to get this thing together because this may be the last chance. And that's the way I think I see DeMarcus Lawrence right now. That's the way he's playing. I've got to do everything I can because I might not be in this position again.
Yeah, exactly. And to all the Eagles people in the chat, you should be rooting for the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday night. Eagles own the tiebreaker against you. So Eagles need to be Cowboys fans on Saturday night. So, Chad, you need to root for us, my man, because we beat the Lions and you went out. You jumped the Lions for the number 2. So, who's your Huckleberry? I'm your Huckleberry.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right.
That's just the way it is. What's up, Jeff Lee? Twiz says never. Well, your radio station, 94 WIP, is telling you that you guys need to be Dallas fans. It just helps your cause. You'd be a fool not to. Or you know what? Just go to sleep. Oh, okay. You're a Cowboys fan? Okay. Well, then obviously you'll be rooting for the Cowboys.
Stephen Brown, crazy how things work. You're right about that.
Hey, Jeff Lee, what's up, buddy?
We need to tame the Lions. Amen on that one. I was telling Tracy yesterday, I said, I need you. I know she probably forgot. She always forgets things that I need as opposed to shit I wish she would forget. That shit happened 18 years ago. Why can't you forget that? Okay. Yeah. Is to do a free Micah shirt.
I'm doing good, Vinny. How you doing?
Free Micah. I think that's what we need. Mark, you guys are in trouble. I don't know that we're in trouble. I'd say, we're in no more trouble than the Eagles are.
Yeah, it is what it is. If anything, this narrative about we can't win on the road has become I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but in that locker room, they're all starting to get tired of hearing it. And listen, they got to do it, but they're all coming out. They're all going to be focused. Their defense has really played well on the road. It's more the offense has to be able to, like Mark said, I think the running game is going to need to get a little better. And I think it can with the help of Tyron Smith. So if we're already in the playoffs, so if that means he doesn't play the next 2 games, then so be it. He don't play the next 2 games, and let's have a healthy run in the playoffs.
And that's the thing is, at this point, worst case, we're 5th seed. Okay, maybe we end up getting the home. I would love that, but I think it's going to be more important that Tyron Smith is as healthy as possible.
That's what it's about. And we could beat anybody. So, and that's the odds of God's truth. Do we want to play the Niners? Not necessarily.
Shout out to Clarence.
Yeah.
Clarence, yeah. Mark, Law Nation had pics of Micah getting held on several plays, including end zone that should have been a safety. I know. We know. You're just not going to get Micah's not going to get the calls.
He's not. It's not happening, people.
Wilkes County says Queen Bella halftime show. Wilkes, I'm saying I told Mark, if we go to the Super Bowl, my ass is going to Vegas. If you know, you know. Okay. All right.
Vegas stays in Vegas.
All right. We're going to see Bill Bella get arrested in Vegas. And she'll be what happened in Vegas, and her ass will be staying in Vegas. I get knocked out at the Bebop. Now, I tell you where you can definitely get away with that is New Orleans.
Nolan. Yeah, there you go.
In fact, you'll get buried in beads. That's what'll happen to you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I got to get back to my workshop and do some more stuff.
Man, I think we covered it. It was a nice little lunchtime chat with Mark Holmes and Game Time. I had a good time.
Definitely. And you know what? Tomorrow I'll be back at the Red Brick House. If you want to get some time and stuff together, we can do another one of these and check the pulse and see how, because they'll get back on the practice field tomorrow and see how much
more news
on the Eagles imploding.
Yep.
And hopefully some news about the Cowboys, making plans for Jimmy Johnson's induction, as well as getting a win against the Detroit Lions.
Absolutely.
DMV says I'm in New Orleans for a wild card weekend. I hope it's not New Orleans because, man, if we were, New Orleans is a hard place to play. I ain't going to lie to you.
So much for that Atlanta Falcons, right?
Yeah, so much for that. Things change quickly in the NFL.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going to mute my mic
I'm gonna get out.
so I won't mess up your thing.
All right.
And I'll talk to you in a second.
All right, people.
All right, good people. Appreciate y'all being here for an afternoon. I guess this is like the mailman's normal time. He's just not in his mail truck. But I appreciate you. DMV, I do have that plaque. So let me know if you want to swing by and grab a hold of it or not, or what you want me to do with it. Other than that, Queen Bella, get ready for Vegas.
There's this guy down here. He's got a cow.